Guys, this is the last and final week of us covering attachment theory, and I just want to thank you all for the support that you've given me over the past week. And I just want to remind you to subscribe to my channel so that this program in itself can have a further reach. Also, one of the main benefits of subscribing is that you of yourself can be notified whenever I drop a new video. As usual, I always recommend, if you find like this content can benefit someone, please share it with them. Do not be greedy. But before we start today's episode, welcome to another episode on the Enlightened Path. I am your host, Hadassah. I'm a life coach as well as a hypnotherapist. If you need life coaching services, my phone number that you can contact me on is in the description below. You can contact me there. I also offer hypnotherapy services, and just give a little brief background as to what it is, because some people have have their own misconceptions about what it is. It's primarily to help people to reprogram their subconscious mind. I use hypnotherapy to help people to heal illnesses, because majority of the illnesses were created in our minds first before it spread to the body. That is how a placebo drug can even work, because everything is mental. I also use hypnotherapy to help people to get in touch with their higher calling, because a lot of times the mental chatter that is going on everyday life, day to day, prevents people from actually getting in touch with their intuitive aspect, and as a result, not being able to be fully guided on their path. Let me apologize in advance, because today's episode, well, let me not put my mouth on it. I'm hoping that it's not, but today's episode might be just a little longer, because we're doing a recap and we're also going over the last episode. So let me just do a brief recap of the attachment styles that we have covered so far, just in case you are watching this video for the first time. So we have covered secure attachment, and we know that secure attachment is when the primary caregiver was very consistent to the needs of that child, and as an adult, someone who has a secure attachment is able to have healthy and secure loving relationships. They know how to communicate their needs as well as set healthy boundaries, and they also know to identify the needs of their partners. All right. We also look at the anxious attachment, and we observe that within the anxious attachment, the primary caregiver was inconsistent. Sometimes there was a lot of love, and the other times there wasn't any, right? So it resulted in adults being anxiously attached to their partner, where if they find like the love is not coming as it should come, they fight to get it. Like they need that validation, even if it means that they have to put themselves down, all right, which result in people pleasing tendencies. So we see people with anxious attachment are a lot of yes persons. They don't really say no. They just want to be liked, because they want that flow of love to always come. Last week we covered the dismissive avoidant attachment style, and this is where the primary caregiver wasn't really attentive to the needs of the child, and when they became attentive to the needs of the child, we find that they would be praised for their independence, right? So that child had to develop early independence and develop their own coping mechanisms. They weren't cuddled and loved by their parents and our primary caregiver, because sometimes the primary caregiver is not always the parent. It can be an aunt, uncle, somebody take up that responsibility, in some cases granny. Now today we will be wrapping up, like I said, and we will be talking about the fearful avoidant disorganized attachment style. Now this attachment style primarily is rooted in fear. Yeah, this attachment style is a combination of the anxious and the avoidant attachment style. So it's because of the confusion that was created within the mind of the child based on the actions of the primary caregiver. This is a person in a relationship that wants love, but then they don't want it. It's a confusing thing to even describe because they fear intimacy, yet they fear abandonment. Remember, we talk about in the anxious attachment, there is a fear of abandonment, and the dismissive avoidant, we talk about a fear of intimacy. So that is the two combining to create this particular attachment style. And because of these two insecure attachment style being present, a push-pull dynamic is created when these persons are in relationships, right? So like I mentioned, did I mention that this is a fear-based attachment style? Now, if the primary caregiver shows highly contrasting behavior, which is inconsistent and sometimes very unpredictable, the child can start to begin fearing for their safety. The child doesn't know what to expect. They don't know when the primary caregiver is going to show love, or even if it is coming at all. So that form of unpredictability creates confusion in the mind of the child, and we will see a little later on in the podcast how it affects the relationships of those individuals who have this attachment style. Another potential reason for this fear in the child is if the child has witnessed a traumatic event. It can be verbally, physically, or even sexually. Now, this event doesn't have to do anything with them directly. It can be they see it happen to somebody else. In some cases, it is what has been meted out to them. This was their experience, but in not all of the cases, sometimes it's just what they witness. So because of that, there is that lack of emotional safety in early relationships. Even as they grow, they tend to feel like if the world is not a safe place. Majority of the not majority, I have to say, correct that, all of the attachment style, it's from the inside looking out, the world is looking like it's not a safe place, right? So Bowlby, the guy that created the attachment style theory, he was a psychoanalyst just like Freud, and he believed that the mental health and the behavior pattern could be attributed to early childhood. This is where this entire studies that I'm talking about is coming from, and that is where the attachment theory was actually formed from as well. Further studies have also shown that this attachment style can be formed from parents who have like a mental health disorder, or who have similar unhealthy attachment style, and this is how they like pick that up from their parents. Because apart from the fact that this was a programming that was given to them at an early age, they go through that timeline when they're with their parents, seeing that this is how their parents function as well. So they also develop this unhealthy. It continued to persist. The unhealthy attachment style continued to persist within the child. Now, this is some of the signs, just some of them, of the fearful avoidant attachments in adults. So we find that they both desire and intensely fearing emotional closeness. You want emotional closeness, but you fear emotional closeness. That is a conundrum in itself. And these individuals are very, very confused. This is the most confused attachment style, and they have extreme difficulties trusting others, because obviously they don't feel like if others can be trusted because of the way the parents had dealt with them. There is also a lack of healthy coping strategies during times of stress. Now, this particular attachment style, sometimes people know, like, okay, I have an unhealthy thing that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to go shopping or something in times of stress, and people around me might know that that is something that I'm prone to do. But at the same time, these individuals that have a fearful avoidant attachment style, it's unpredictable. The people around them cannot predict what they will do next. It's like the word I keep using, is highly chaotic. They don't know. But you see, the thing about it is we have to be patient with those individuals around us, because imagine judging somebody for being how they only know how to be. This is the only way that they know how to function. This is how they function. This is how their household functioned. This is how their parents function. And this is how they are functioning as well. Now, the impact of fearful avoidant attachment on relationships is that there is a difficulty forming secure, lasting bonds. You're going to find that it's going to be challenging for them, because every little trigger that they see within their partner or friend or situation, they're going to take it as a threat, right? Because it's an unhealed wound that hasn't been addressed. And these individuals kind of play hot and cold. They can love you today and then they hate you tomorrow, because that is what they know. They believe that they're okay. They feel like if they're functioning well in society, but the result of it is they are not. Intervention is needed. So they're often drawn to anxious or avoidant partners. And let me tell you, this is why. So what I've noticed from coaching, I've noticed that people attract the partner as to where they are, spiritually, physically, mentally, psychologically, right? You attract based on who you are. So if you are an unhealed person, you may not be in a position to see the red flags within another person, because you have your own chaos and your own confusion that is going on with you. So more than likely they're drawn to anxious and avoidant partners. Secure partners, while they need security in their life, and it's advised that they have a secure partner, a secure partner may not be attracted to them, or they might not be attracted to a secure partner because of that wound that is there. They might see fun and excitement in somebody who's anxious, or somebody who is avoidant, because it's more safe to function in that dynamics, because that is what they already know about themselves. There's that fear of being alone, yet they're scared of deep intimacy. So the fear of being alone. So we would find that these individuals are often drawn to things that can help them to always be busy with themselves. They might be addicted to movies, they might be addicted to porn, they might be addicted to video games. Once they're not alone, they're okay. But because they fear intimacy, another person, right, might be too much for them to handle sometimes, so they withdraw. But when they withdraw, they don't withdraw to go and be by themselves. They withdraw so that they withdraw, yes, but they go to something else that can help them to feel less alone, but yet they don't have to deal with that aspect of intimacy. And as usual, we have to think about some of the ways. If this is your attachment style, more than likely you will have challenges maintaining a healthy relationship. Now, when we talk about healing the fearful avoidant attachment style, I believe like if the inner work and self-awareness is very, very critical, right? When I was on my journey and I was like a hot mess, trying to figure out, why am I feeling the things that I'm feeling? Why is my partner like this? The only thing that allowed me to work on myself and bring myself up to the place where I feel like I am a healthy individual, ready to be with somebody, there was self-awareness, a lot of self-awareness and inner work that had to be done. There's always therapy. But while you're going through therapy, that's if you are there. Some people are not there as yet. Some people are going to watch this video and understand that they probably need some support, but others are not really there, and that's okay. If you don't feel like you need therapy, just give yourself some self-compassion. Just understand that you are on a journey and you will get better, providing that you're willing to put in the work. And you have to practice healthy tips to learn emotional regulation. You have to look at some of the things that you can do to balance yourself. How do I balance back when I feel overstimulated, or when I feel like if the world is against me, or when I feel like if I lack trust, I cannot trust myself or my partner? What am I going to do? Rather than going to chaotic behaviors, what is it you need to do? You have to look at a few things to help self-regulate, and also building trust in safe relationships. You have to build that trust in a relationship. Now, one of the tools that helped me with self-awareness and doing the inner work was journaling. And you can write about your past experience and, like, everything that you can remember that created this situation for you, how you were treated, how you felt about that. You can journal about it. I also incorporated into my journaling breathing exercises as well, grounding techniques, like different things you can do. You can play around a little bit. Meditation has been a key thing in me, finding myself, learning about myself, just sitting with myself, regardless of how I feel. Just sit there and just allow my thoughts to process, and sometimes even cry, because when you're with yourself sometimes and you start to feel all the emotions of what is happening with you, you become emotional. And communicate as well. I will always say you can communicate. Open up to a friend and a partner, just open up, let somebody know, like, hey, could you hold me accountable? Could you help me with this? What is it that I'm doing that you think I can improve on? And you do your best so that you can reach that level. And another thing that I did that really helped me was to surround myself with people who are secure, people who are safe, and people who are supported. Because of my interactions with them, I was able to look and see how they deal with situations, how they deal with things. I had friends who used to say to me, what about looking at it from this perspective? And they never judged me. They just showed up for me and helped me to get through whatever it is that I was going through. And it is important to realize that you understand what a secure partner looks like and feels like, and to choose a partner that is secure. Guys, I want to let you know that healing takes time. Healing takes time. It's not going to just happen overnight. But awareness is the first step towards that change. You need to do whatever it is that you need to do to help yourself. But at the same time, you have to give yourself grace. The goal in all of what we are doing and all of what you are learning is to move towards a secure attachment. That's all that we're doing, to try to help you move to a secure attachment, which you can, but it has to start with awareness of yourself. The quiz to do the attachment style will be linked in the description below as well if you don't have it, and this is something that you feel like you would like to know. You can go ahead and take that quiz, and you can watch the video, not just my video. There's many other videos on attachment style. That is how I learn about it. There's books also out there that is on attachment style. And remember, your past don't have to define who you are. That is your past. Your future is still awaits you. The best version of yourself is still awaiting you. It's awaiting for you to step into that place where you are all that you can become. And a lot of times, if you are not aware of your attachment style, just one of the things, there's many other things that you can learn and grow towards self-discovery, but attachment style is just one of them. And if you can start with your attachment style and move towards a more secure attachment, you will find that you have better relationships with not just the people around you, but yourself. And for me, how I see it is that the more we understand ourselves is the more we can grow into a loving, more secure individual for ourselves. And when you show up as your true self in this world, the people that becomes magnetic towards you, those are the real people. Those are the people who are safe within themselves as well. Thank you so much for staying true to the end of this video, and I hope this entire series on attachment style has really and truly helped you guys. And also, just a reminder to put a thumbs up on the video if you like this video, share the video, and also leave a comment. And I want to say thank you to those individuals who message me every week to give me feedback and also encouragement and tips as to how I can improve my podcast. Yo, I love you guys so much. And I want to say thank you for staying on the enlightened path. I'll see you again next week. And next week we'll talk about religion and spirituality. I love you guys so much. Take care.